just a game. We all wanna win.
Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to a Unstable Unicorns video, but this is for the new game Llamas Unleashed. It is by the creators of Unstable Unicorn. It uses the same gameplay style, mechanics, and effects. There are a couple of differences. First and most notably being that you're not playing as unicorns, you are playing as llamas. But there are also other creatures in there. My box is kind of dented. I'm not going to complain about it though. I'm going to show off the box quick. There's some different artwork on the sides. So this came out a few months ago, or a month ago, I think, beginning of March. I just didn't buy it right away, so sorry for the delay on it, but I already had it ordered with my Kickstarter versions of Control and Chaos, which you can check out those videos. There are 2 parts. Watch both parts if you want to see all the cards, because some of them, I only explained some of the cards in each one. But yeah, since I already had this being ordered, I didn't want to order a second, go buy a second version, you know, months in advance just to show it off. It just didn't seem like it was worth my money. So here's Llamas Unleashed, the rule book. So I'm not going to go through a super thorough on this, just going to kind of show off quick. We still have our instances, our upgrades, our downgrades, our magical cards. But now we have some different things here. We have, instead of just calling unicorns, they call them animal cards. So we have our babies, our basic, our magical, and then the black ones just showing their animal cards. So it works the exact same way. Your babies, you know, are just the small ones. Your basics don't have any special effects, but they play in the morning. Your magical have special. Just the difference is they're not all the same type of creatures. So this is down here, they have herd bonuses. There are 4 variations on each subtype animal card. Llamas, alpacas, goats, and rams. Having 3 or more animal cards of the same variation in your field. So it's a field now instead of a stable, but it's the same concept. At the beginning of your turn will allow you to use that herd bonus. Herd bonus effects are listed on the back of each reference card. Card effects do not negate herd bonus unless otherwise stated. Flip this open. So your action phase, play upgrade, play downgrade, play magical, play animal card, or draw a card. So it's the same exact thing. Stables and effects. Animal cards, upgrade, downgrade cards have no effect when they're not in their hand, only when they're on your field. They probably just, I don't think, meant to type stables, or if not, trigger, continuous effects, targeting other players, things like that. I'm not going to sit here and go in depth with all this. This is basically plays the exact same way as Unstable Unicorns. They just have the different animal types. This is just some more. I'm trying to hold this on here a bit longer in case anyone wants to read these. This is just explaining some of the other, like, more in depth on some of the rules that might not have been explained in the other ones, like immunity, pull versus choose. If you pull a card, it must be picked at randomly. When you choose a card, you look at your opponent's cards. Searching for cards, things like that. How to win. 2 to 5 players have 7 animals. 6 to 8 have 6 animals. So it doesn't matter which ones they are, you just have to have the most. Have you played Unstable Unicorns? You almost know the core rules are the same, but make sure you check on the first page for the herd bonus. So that seems like that is the difference. Here's your starting thing. You know, your field instead of a stable. You play different cards down in your bottom field, or in your field part. Your turns. So that's what we got. So let's open her up and see what we got inside. So people have asked, can you combine this with the unicorn game? Yes and no. There's no reason you can't. They play the exact same. The only thing that's going to happen is either you have to do one of two things to combine these games together. Either one, you're going to have to just treat every single unicorn as a completely separate animal type. So any card that says, if it says it looks for a unicorn, it can only look for unicorns. If it says goats, it can only look for goats. So basically, if you had too many unicorns in there, like you add like a full base set, instead of just like an expansion, you're going to end up so many extra llamas, it's going to be harder to search for these different animals. They probably have these balanced very well. Or secondly, you could change the rules to have, if it says it looks for a specific type of card, you could have it look for unicorns as well. So you could mix them in there. It's just the more diluted you make the Llamas Unleashed decks, the harder it's going to be to find some of them specific cards. So here we have your basic llamas, and we just start off with basic llama. Looks like a tourist, his little hat, neck thing. Next up, Llama. Ooh, funny. So it's got the animal symbol instead of the horns that the unicorns have. That way you can tell them apart quick if you do mix them with that for some reason. A basic goat. Yeah, I can talk right now. Just got a cell phone out. A basic alpaca. So far we have a basic llama, a basic goat, a basic alpaca. So looks like we're going to have a basic version for each of the different animal types. Don't worry, be hippie. And I have never seen any of these cards before, other than like some pictures from the boxes. So these are all 100% brand new to me. Basic Ram. Don't feel sheepish, honey. Not every ram can be this glam. Alright, we are going to get into some magical creatures. So now we have the magical llamas. So now the symbol's still going to always show an animal up here, regardless of what kind it is. But down here is where we'll specify if it's the llama or ram, and the other cards did that too. So like basic goat, or sorry, basic ram. I can't read today. If this card would be in your field at the beginning of your turn, you may pull a card from any other player's hand and add it to your own. If you do, skip your draw step. So yeah, this added pulling and choosing, which I don't think were really named that in the Unstable Unicorns game. We have a shaved llama. When this card enters your field, you may return a card to your field to your hand. And he's got a little mom tattoo down there. The Wingsuit Llama. When this card enters your field, you may pull a card from any other player's hand. Add it to your hand. If you do, that player may draw a card. If this card would be sacrificed or destroyed, return it to your hand instead. Prehistoric Llama Don. When this card enters your field, each other player must sacrifice a card. Your hand limit decreases by 5. Wow. Yeah, that's an offsetting thing. Your hand limit decreases by 5? I wonder if they meant to say to 5. Because if you're dropping it to 5, that's not terrible. But by 5, that could be really bad. The Llama Bot 3000. If this card is in your field at the beginning of your turn, you may search the deck for an upgrade card, add it to your hand. If you do, skip your draw step, shuffle the deck. The Bahama Llama. When this card enters your field, you may discard a card. If you do, choose a player. That player must skip their next turn. The Dalai Lama. When this card enters your field, you may draw 3 cards. If you do, each other player may draw a card. The Shinobi Lama. That's funny. When this card enters your field, you may draw a card. If you do, choose a card from the discard pile to add it to your hand. Do not reveal the card to any other player. Henry the Harazo, another llama. I'm not sure what this is reference to, but it's probably to something. This card counts as both a llama and an alpaca card. That's kind of neat. And of course, we have the magical llama corn to match the magical kitty corn. When this card enters your field, you may bring a llama card from your hand directly to your field. The Dreadlocked Alpaca. When this card enters your field, you may search your deck for a magic card, add it to your hand, shuffle the deck. So now we're getting into some alpacas. An adorable alpaca. When this card enters your field, you may draw a card. The Alpaca Copter. When this card enters your field, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw 3 cards. If this card would be sacrificed, return it to your hand. The Staggered Charged Alpaca. If any other player targets this card with an effect, that player must discard a card. So you get shocked back. The Magical Alpaca Corn. When this card enters your field, you may bring an alpaca from your hand directly to your field. So, the thing with this game is because it has the 4 different types, they're going to have some of them that are repeating the same type of thing, but because of the bonuses that you get from the herd, that might make the difference. When this card is in your field at the beginning of your turn, you may choose another card. You may choose another player. That player must discard a card. The Sizzling Screaming Goat. I wonder if they have a fainting goat in here. We'll find out. Fearsome Alligator. That's cool. When this card is sacrificed or destroyed, you may destroy an animal card. He's gonna eat another card. Hardcore Parkour Goat. When this card enters your field, you may sacrifice another animal card. If you destroy an animal card, this card would be sacrificed or destroyed, returned to your hand. And the Magical Goat card. When this card enters your field, you may bring a goat card from your hand directly to the field. So the magical ones let you bring extra ones. This is a speedy goater cycle. That is ridiculous. When this card enters your field, you may choose an instant card from your discard pile, add it to your hand. Goat Faratsu, like the vampire Nosferatu, sorry. When this card is in your field at the beginning of your turn, you may sacrifice an animal card. If you do, bring an animal card from the discard to your field. Basically sacrificing one to bring in another one, but you get pick the one you want. The Negotiator, like a negotiator, it's a bear bodyguard, it's pretty funny. When this card is on your field at the beginning of your turn, you may move a card from your hand to any other player's hand. If you do, pull a card from that player's hand and add it to your own. Oh, here we go. The Spontaneously Fainting Goat. If this card is on your field at the beginning of your turn, shuffle it into the deck. Then draw 2 cards. If either is an animal card, you may bring it directly to your field. The Magical Ramacorn. This card enters your field. You may bring a ram card from your hand directly to the field. The Jing Rammy card. Like Jing Rummy. The game, the drink. When this card enters your field, you may discard any number of cards and draw the same number of cards. The Parallelogram, like a parallelogram, that's funny. When this card enters your field, you may draw 2 cards. If you do, each other player with a ram in their field may draw a card. The Jetpack Ram. When this card enters your field, you may discard a card. If you do, search your deck for any card, add it to your hand. If this card would be sacrificed or destroyed, return it to your hand instead. So they all have a flying type creature, flying type version that goes back to their hand, so it's kind of neat. The Unstoppable Ram. If this card is in your field at the beginning of your turn, no player may play an instant card until the end of your turn. Battering Ram. Oh, he's attached to the thing. For Battering Ram, that's funny. When this card enters your field, you may destroy all upgrade cards from any other player's field. The Ignoramus. When this card enters your field, you may search your deck for a downgrade card. Bring it directly into your field. If this card is in your field at the beginning of your turn, you may move a downgrade card from your field to another player. So you gotta take the effects for one turn. We're gonna get into the magic cards here quick. Look at the top 4 cards of the deck. Return 1 card to the top of the deck, 1 to the bottom, and then add the remaining to your hand. The Illuminati, like the Illuminati, who control everything. Spit and fire. Discard a card and sacrifice or destroy a card. Pretty simple. Again, this is a base set, so they're not going to have too many crazy ideas. Throwing off their groove. A shoe just got hit in the face of this llama or alpaca. I'm not for sure. Draw a card, then choose another player. That player must skip their turn. The goat meal raisin cookie. Search your deck for a goat and bring it directly into your field. No buts about it. Destroy a goat or ram card, then draw a card. Garbage buffet. Add the top card of the discard pile to your hand. If you have a goat card on your field, you may add your top 2 cards instead. And a Llama-kazi. Sacrifice a Llama card, then destroy 2 cards in any other player's field. And download more Ram. That's a good pun. Search your deck for a Ram card, bring it directly into the field. Alright. Going to be a quick pause here, then we will start the second half. We have a bunch more cards to go through. Alright, so now we have some more. It's got unwrap deck number 2 or part number 2. Totes my goats. Draw 2 cards. If either card is a goat card, you may bring it directly to your field. The Llama Bomb. Destroying animal card. Because his head is just a bomb. Alarm Call. Each player return a card in each player's field to that player's hand. The Gland Larceny. Like LL for llama. Choose a player, look at that player's hand, choose a card from that player's hand, and add it to your hand. It's basically stealing from someone's hand. Animal Swap. Move an animal card from your field to any other player's field, then steal an animal card from that player's field. The Alluring Alpaca Flute. Search your deck for an alpaca card, bring it directly into your field, shuffle the deck. So each card looks like there's a magic card and an animal card for each of the different types of animals to let you bring one in. Each player must sacrifice an animal card. The Alpacalypse. Sheer Terror. Each player with a llama or alpaca in their field must sacrifice a llama or alpaca. So it's like the goats and rams versus the llamas and alpacas. Kind of seems to be a little mini theme in here. We have some downgrade. Scratchy wool blanket. Each time a card enters your field, discard a card. If you do not discard a card, sacrifice this card. Berserk Llama Syndrome. If this card is in your field at the beginning of your turn and you have a llama card in your field, sacrifice a llama, goat, or an alpaca, goat, or ram card. Llamaphobia. You cannot play any card with llama in its name. That's mean. Legal ramifications. All animal cards in your field are considered ram cards. Rams cards on your field have no effect. I would imagine, though, that means you still get the herd bonus. So, I will not be surprised if there's a version of that for all of them. Velcro Barrier. Llama or alpaca and llama cards cannot enter your field or be moved to any other field. Bridge Troll on Duty. Goats and ram cards cannot enter your field or be moved to any other field. So, goats have straight horns. Rams have swirly horns. I'm just trying to see if there's a quick difference to tell between the two. I'll just look at some of the llamas and them. Tranquilizer. Sorry. Lost my train of thought. You cannot play instant cards. Flea Raiding Barn. You cannot play upgrade cards. Now we're going to the upgrades. The Llama Kick. If this card is in your field at the beginning of your turn, you may return an upgrade or downgrade card from any player's field to that player's hand. Namaste, like namaste, means like inner peace. Each time any player draws a llama card, you may draw a card. Careful, I bite. Oh, he's eating the guy's hand. As a cute goat. Each time any other player destroys a card in your field, that player must discard a card. Ram Star Energy Drink. You must have a Ram card in your field to play this card. If this card is in your field at the beginning of your turn, you may play 2 cards during your action phase. The Llama Pinata. If one of your cards would be sacrificed or destroyed, you may sacrifice this card instead. If this card is sacrificed or destroyed, draw 2 cards. The Vinci Alpaca. You must have an alpaca in your field to play this card. If this card is in your field at the beginning of your turn, you may draw an extra card. Hashtag Stud Life. Ugh, I hate hashtag stuff being wrote down. If you have 2 animal cards in the same variation on your field at the beginning of your turn, you may bring a baby animal of that variation from your nursery. If you do, skip your action phase. Basically, they mate and you bring a baby. Embrace diversity. This card can only enter the field if there is 1 animal of each variation in the field. You need 2 or fewer animals to win. It's kind of neat. So you can potentially lose your herd bonus, but you can win a little bit quicker. Walking Trash Compactor. You must have the goat on your field. If this card is in your field at the beginning of your turn, you may choose a card from the discard pile, add it to your hand, skip your draw step. No Problema. You must have the llama in your field. Cards you play cannot be affected by instant cards. Don't kid yourself. Okay, now we're into the instances. Play this card when any other player tries to play a card. Stop that player's card from being played, send it to your discard pile. If this is a goat card, if that is a goat card, add it to your hand instead. So these are the nay cards of the Unstable Unicorn. But this one, if it stops a goat card, you get an extra thing. So I'm going to guess there's going to be probably 1 for each. Spit Happens. But it does stop a card. If it's a llama, you add it to your hand instead. So instead of them going to the discard pile, if they're of the specific animal class variation, you get the card instead. So Bad Move for the Rams. And Alpaca Your Bags for the Alpacas. Surprise Emu Attack. Play this card when any other player plays an animal card. Destroy an animal card in that player's field. So that's like one thing. If you mix them, you could just consider all unicorns as animals if they just say animals. But if it specifies a unicorn, goat, llama, whatever, then you have to play them. So here are the baby cards. Baby llama, these guys have no special effects. There's a colored rainbow baby llama. This one's a green one. So the difference between the llamas and alpacas, basically it looks like llamas' ears are visible, alpacas are not. Are the big, kind of the sort of the differences. Like visible all the way. So we got a black one, a magical one, and then a brown one for the alpacas. We have a pink ram, magical ram, orange ram, purple goat, magical goat, another purple goat. And then we have our what to do cards, so they're showing off all the different stuff. Nothing new there. We have the herd bonuses. Let's take a look at those. Those are brand new. Herd bonus. If you have 3 or more of the same animal variation in your field at the beginning of your turn, you may use that variation's herd bonus. Alpaca. Bonus. Kevlar wool. Alpacas on your field cannot be destroyed. That's kind of cool. It can still be sacrificed, just not destroyed. Goat. Are you going to eat that? You may pull a card from any other player's hand and add it to your hand. If you do, skip your draw step. Llama. Llama Rama. Bonus. You may draw an extra card. And Ram. Rampage. You may discard a card. If you do, destroy an alpaca, goat, or llama card. So, Ram could be a pretty decent one, except for the problem is Alpacas can stop them. And then Llama, you get an extra card, and Goat, you don't. So Llama is probably overall, to some extent, one of the better ones, because you can always get an extra card. But maybe not, because maybe you don't need any more cards. So inside of the box here, we got the two different Alpacas and Llamas. So the last thing in the show is we had a promo card for getting it through the Kickstarter. Which is one of the reasons why I did it. I got a Guard Llama. Goats on your field cannot be destroyed. So this is a llama that protects goats. So that's kind of neat because otherwise, as I said before, it seems like the llamas and rams are kind of against the alpacas and llamas. Goats and rams are against, yeah, you get what I mean. So that is Llamas Unleashed. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hopefully they make some more expansions for this. That would be pretty cool. Like I said, I don't think there's any official rules for mixing the two games together. If you did, it's all house rules. So you kind of just have to do whatever you feel is right. Catch y'all later. Bye.